Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. Time for an EP review, the new James Blake, Enough Thunder. I've reviewed this guy earlier this year, English music producer, touched down on his self-titled LP. I think as far as electronic music goes, Blake has some of the more interesting ideas out there right now. However, if his discography so far is any proof, I don't think James Blake likes focusing on one single thing, even if that single thing is a good idea and a fresh idea. The self-titled LP was much different than the EPs that had come out before it, and the LP itself is loaded with a ton of different sounds and styles on there. An acoustic guitar ballad, piano ballads, a dubstep Feist cover, drones, auto-tune, lots of multi-tracked vocals, lots of keyboards. He's always trying something different, even if that something ends up being not that good, or a song that is very unpleasing to his fans. I mean, look at the Order Pan single that came out after the self-titled LP, which is a kind of alienating transition for anybody who jumped on the bandwagon when they heard songs like the Wilhelm Scream. Sure, some people on the internet found out that you could take both sides of that single and combine them into kind of a different song, but my point still stands. Now, of course, Enough Thunder is a different direction too. This thing kind of concentrates a little bit on the piano balladry that was on the self-titled album. And if you guys remember from my review, that was maybe my least favorite part of the LP. The part that kind of left me wanting more, where I was really underwhelmed. But on here, James Blake is making a serious effort to try to improve upon this kind of piano-playing singer-songwriter side of him. Just take the opening track from this thing with these really lonesome, open, vast piano chords and vocals. They're both kind of slathered in this atmospheric reverb. And the song doesn't really have a clear structure or direction or anything. It just kind of like repeats this one melodic idea to the point where it becomes kind of hypnotic, like a mantra. Something that Blake was doing on the full length, but there's something kind of off about the track, and that's the miscellaneous electronics kind of surrounding the vocals and the piano, those little low-end rumbles and the woo. I feel like these sounds kind of interrupt more than they actually add. But the song Not Long Now, I think, is the best combination of these two worlds, the acoustic piano world and these electronics that Blake is trying to incorporate. But the song kind of shoots itself in the foot a little bit toward the end when this beat comes in, and it just doesn't feel like it comes together. The piano and the vocals kind of remain unchanged. The beat just appears and it ends up sounding like two different songs playing at once. I just kind of like scrambled and wondered if there was something wrong with my copy of this EP. The only songs on this thing that I liked were the straight up piano and vocal tracks, especially A Case of You, which has some very loving and tender lyrics. But of course, before I finish this review, I have to talk about the song Fall Creek Boys Choir, the first track to drop from this EP. Of course, a collaboration with Bon Iver. A lot of people were freaking out about this song when it first hit the internet, and I'll give it to him. It doesn't sound much like anything else I've heard this year. Sure, it does remind me of the final moments of Bon Iver's new album. It does remind me of some spots on Blake's full length, but this definitely hit a new level of something. Now, first off with this track, I like the melody. I like the melody a lot, actually. I think it's the one grand thing about this track. The drum fills aren't bad, the piano's nice, but what's over it is about a half a dozen auto-tuned Bon Iver voices layered into a casserole of ugliness. And part of me finds it kind of intriguing, but only in like a Frankenstein monster kind of way. Like, this is a serious kind of musical mutant. So for me, this EP, it's a kind of a different direction for Blake. If you've heard the full length, you're not going to be completely surprised by what you hear on this thing. It just kind of goes further down a road that he's toyed with before. What hurt Blake's full-length album, in my opinion, is that there were too many moments that felt like just loose sketches and ungroomed ideas. This EP, a majority of it feels like that. So I'm kind of feeling like a strong 4 to a light 5 on this thing. But what did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Why? And what do you think I should review next? Anthony Fantano, James Blake, Enough Thunder, Forever.